Hey team, it is Baden from Skillest once again, and this is a super exciting time. We have got Anthony Douglas here from Hole 19, and we are announcing a bit of a partnership, which is something that's been in the works for a while, and I'm really, really excited that it's actually come to fruition. And Anthony is the founder and CEO of a truly incredible company, Hole 19, which has been around for a decade now. It's one of the biggest GPS and stats platforms in the world. And welcome to the conversation, Anthony. Great to have you.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Excited to be here.
So it's, as I suggested, we're starting a bit of a partnership, and what's going to happen pretty much immediately is that all of the subscribers on Skillest are going to get a 6-month subscription to Hole 19. And in doing so, we're going to complete the puzzle, we believe, where obviously Skillest gives you access to the best coaches around the world and the best information, but sometimes some of those decisions that we make as coaches are a little ill-informed. And what we need is data, and we need to know how people are actually performing out on the golf course, the way they're navigating themselves around the golf course. And Anthony has one of the best platforms, if not the best platform to do that. It's a beautiful solution, and I'm really excited to get it going. But Anthony, I'd love you to talk about the founding story of your company and what it does and where you are at this point.
Sure. No, I'm first of all excited to be here. Thanks for the invitation, and obviously super excited about the partnership. Funny enough, the founding story involves a coach as well. The whole reason why I started Hole 19 was that I had paid a coach around $50 for a lesson of golf. And he had asked me some questions about my own game, and I had no idea about my own game in terms of stats, where am I missing, what's happening on the golf course. And that actually motivated me to start Hole 19. So funny enough, there is obviously a clear connection between knowing your game and learning from a coach. So Hole 19, obviously the company that has created Hole 19 is about a decade old. Hole 19 itself was launched in 2014. We basically started off as a GPS app and a way to track your scores and stats. And it eventually evolved into more of a community where we built a social layer on top of that, so you can start following people, checking out scores, follow your friends, and share data with your coaches. And what we really want to tackle is, or let's put it this way, our vision is to get people to play more and better golf. And the way we do that is by building the tools to help golfers become the best version of themselves. So we want to give golfers confidence in the golf course. We want them to make the right decisions by providing them accurate yardages, but also having insights into their game, knowing where their weak points are so they can actually work on that off course with a coach or on the driving range. And so we're building the tools to do that. And I think the potential we have to work together, the problem you guys are tackling and the problems we're tackling, it's a match made in heaven, to connect the two and really help golfers become the best version of themselves.
I couldn't agree more. And we were saying prior to this that we're basically trying to tackle the same problem from sort of opposite ends of it. And, it never ceased to amaze me how when a student would come to me during a golf lesson, I'd be like, how have you been playing? And, what are you struggling with? Or what are the good parts? What are the bad parts of your game? And more often than not, people have literally got no idea, like absolutely no idea what they are struggling with in their game. And what that obviously means is that I can't make a really good decision about it. And it's actually the same problem that we face as coaches, is that when students go out there and play, we don't know what they're doing out there in terms of their technique. So this is where Skillest, obviously the solution came into, is that we want to interact with students all the time, not just when they're standing in front of us. Obviously, we want them to interact with the best coaches around the world as well. But this data piece has been really missing. So the one thing I'd love to ask you, like, we're giving this subscription to all of our subscribers, which we cannot thank you enough for providing that for all of our subscribers. What are they going to get from that? Like, what are the key features that you get for being a premium subscriber on Hole 19?
Sure. So first of all, the app is completely free to download for everyone to track your scores and stats for individual rounds. As a premium user, you're obviously going to get some additional functionality from the application. The main one, I think, that makes sense, obviously, for golfers that are a bit more data centric, is the fact that you get to look at all your overall stats. You get to filter your stats. You can see your overall stats on a golf course, on a specific golf course, or in general. So from the data standpoint, you get a lot more information for yourself. You'll also get advanced statistics, graphs of your development over time, which I think is all about evolution. Something that we show golfers. They can also motivate them to say, hey, have I been improving over time? We'll obviously giving you a lot more features like club recommendation. You can input your club distances and we'll show you club recommendation based on your GPS. We'll give you notes, so you can actually take notes per hole, which is an interesting one. You could talk to your coach saying, how did I tackle this hole? You can take those notes. You'll see it in the app. You'll get premium maps, high definition maps, which is obviously nice. And a bunch of different features.
If I sort of interrupt you there, I remember seeing that for the very first time of the overlay or being able to look down upon a student's round of golf. Because it's sort of one thing to see their stats in terms of tables and graphs and things like that, but to actually be able to see the geographical mapping of the way they work themselves around the golf course. I remember thinking to myself, like, this is the solution. Like, if I can get that data when my student plays, not only have I got all their technical stuff in terms of what their motion is doing, but I can actually look down upon the way they've navigated themselves around the golf course. I'm unbelievably excited about that. I think that's just going to be super cool. But what I want to know about your game really quickly is something. What did you discover, like when you started using it to its fullest potential? What did you discover about your game that you didn't realize?
So, I mean, I always realized I had an idea of, where I was. So I'll go through phases. The first phase is putting. Everyone goes to the driving range and starts, hitting buckets and just blasting drives and saying, oh, I'm practicing. But the reality is, looking at my putting average was one of the quickest ways I was able to chase some strokes in the early days of my path to improvement, which, everyone will go to a coach and say, improve my swing. But, in the end, why are we trying to improve our swing? We want to lower our scores. So the first thing that I noticed was having an insights into my putting averages was one of the biggest sort of light bulb moments where I said, let me shave at least 3-4 strokes off my round. I think the next step was looking at all the other different categories of stats, my driving accuracy, my greens and regulation, and knowing, where's my miss? Do I have a one-way miss? Do I have a two-way miss? If I have a two-way miss, we got a big problem. If I have a one-way miss, it's easier for a coach to correct that. So having all these insights and then going to a coach with a you go to the coach with a plan that I wouldn't say it's not your responsibility to have the plan, but you have an idea of explaining what is wrong with your game and even showing that to your coach. The coach can then devise a proper plan for you to get better. And that was sort of the magic moment when I started taking lessons, because I started pretty late with lessons. Was actually looking at my data and acting upon it, actionable. So that was sort of my experience with that. And really, there's still a lot missing. We're still working on more data to actually make it easier and provide more information. But it's a start. And the start is getting the student to actually track their data, which is one of the biggest challenges.
That would be, it absolutely would be. I mean, just as hard as it is to get people to film their swings sometimes and stay really accountable. But, I think that, what you were just talking about then, of even just looking at the data, it's one of the reasons that I think the traditional golf lesson has just been the same way all the time, as, which is just get your 7-iron out, hit a few 7-irons in front of me, and we'll sort of work at your rhythm, because you don't have really any other informed way of making a decision on what else to do. So I think that this could literally be a complete game changer on the way a coach can attack things going forward. So it's super exciting, and I can't thank you enough for obviously giving this opportunity to our students. So you've got 2 million users at the moment. What I want to hear just quickly, like, tell everyone about this explosion of golf at the moment, which is just happening all around the world. Not where I am, because I'm not allowed out of my house at the moment, but just tell us about some numbers that you've been seeing on the platform recently.
Sure. I mean, so yeah, like you said, we're now just over 2 million users registered on the app since 2014. We get an average around 50 to 60,000 new golfers, 50 to 60,000 new golfers registering on the platform organically every month, which we're obviously super humbled and excited about. But the interesting part is the engagement and what people are doing with the app. And from May to August this year, obviously COVID-19, people locked down when the golf season kicked off in the Northern Hemisphere. Everyone was crazy to go out to play golf, and they couldn't. So we were quite worried and concerned, are we going to survive this? You know, in March, I wasn't sleeping too well in March, but May came along when some of the lockdowns, you know, when they opened up, we saw an explosion, a true explosion. And from May to August, we saw 3.2 million rounds of golf logged on the app across the world. You know, record numbers for us. We're doing just under 1 million rounds a month in July and August. And it's really a testament of golf, an explosion in golf, obviously with people hungry to play, and B, also a testament of the work we've put into the product, that people are engaging organically with the app and even registering new users coming into the app through word of mouth to grow our platform. So we're super excited about that. And we're also super excited about the opportunity to providing premium to your Skillest subscribers, which you know, is a testament of people looking to improve. They're serious about improvement, and people that are serious about improvement are sort of our core persona. So I think we can deliver some value for those golfers that are subscribing to your awesome platform, and hopefully, you know, we're excited to hear some feedback from them as well.
No, it's great. I just cannot wait to see how this all plays out. It's just going to be, I think, a beautiful interaction between coach and student. And the one thing I must say about your platform, and it's the thing that it just keeps coming up whenever I speak to people, is that it's a beautiful experience. It's really well thought out, and it's easy to use. And people just continuously come back to Hole 19. They might try other platforms, but this one seems to be the one that people just, you know, love to use. So, yeah, we're super excited to partner up with you, and I look forward, like in 6 months' time, we can sit down after this grand experiment, and hopefully we've changed the way people look at game improvement. I think that's something we can definitely aim to do.
Yeah, I think I personally had the experience with Skillest as well, sharing my stats with coach. And, you know, it's early days. Just had one or two lessons so far, but I really see the benefit of that whole remote experience where the coach sees the video, but then you can also share those stats with the coach, and even a coach could actually follow you on Hole 19 and see your scores in real time with one of the new features we just launched, which is Hole 19 Live. There's a few things that we can do to actually make that remote experience a little easier, which I think is in these times, in these crazy times we're living in right now, I think the world is going remote. So we're two platforms that can help that, facilitate that.
100%. Like, as we did very briefly the other day, I showed you, like, Zoom has this amazing, Skillest has this incredible Zoom integration into it now. And like, even this morning, I was teaching a guy over in New Jersey, and just, you know, I had, like, you know, hairs coming up on my arms, just thinking this is the future. And I think integrating all these new live features in yours are just going to make it even better. So thanks so much, Anthony. It's always a pleasure chatting to you and bouncing ideas off. It's been a great few years, and it's great to now come together and make something magic.
Awesome. Appreciate it. And hope your subscribers enjoyed as well. We look forward to working together with you guys.
Thanks, mate. Speak soon.
Thanks. Laters.